push the button. Oh, we already have a record. So let's start this webinar. Hi, everyone. Today we will have a webinar about hardening Azure Virtual Machine with Ansible in CI/CD pipeline. Don't forget to, can you go one back? Yeah, don't forget to scan this QR code or fill in this link to get your free access to the course, which we will release after this webinar, so you can do the practical side of the webinar. So let's go to the next slide. On our agenda for today, we will have a small introduction about who we are as a company, but also who am I and who NAM is. After that, we will explain the basics of hardening and automation. Then we will dive a bit more deeper, more in depth, and then we will talk about hardening Azure Virtual Machine with Ansible in the CI/CD pipeline. And after this, we will wrap it up with a Q&A. So who are we? Well, I am Petra the Niet. I am the partnerships and marketing manager of DevSecOps Academy. In the past, I owned my own development company, and yeah, that's where I learned a lot about development and a bit of security. So that's my story.
Well, hi everyone. Let me have an introduction about myself first. So my name is Hoang. It's kind of hard to say it. And my main specialization is about infrastructure and cybersecurity. And during the time I working with DevSecOps Academy, I'm a security analyst. And recently I have been creating a course about hardening virtual machine on DevSecOps Academy e-learning platform.
Yeah, cool. And then who are we as a company? So we are DevSecOps Academy. And our aim is to make hands-on, to make you or your team hands-on and secure DevSecOps as soon and effectively as possible. And we do that with concise courses, which fit your busy agenda. We know how busy you are and you don't have time to do a big course. So we chunk it up in small pieces. So you have the minimum amount of theory and you can get started applying the concepts and tools in our hands-on labs. Also, we have a community who powered the courses from experts from all over the world via our fellow program. So yeah, that's about us. So today we give you free access to the course after the webinar, but be aware that you only have 50 days of free access and to complete the course. Also, if you start the hands-on lab, you have 3 hours to finish it without breaks. So you cannot go away and come back. It's still running and still the time is coming down. So be sure you have 3 hours booked to do this hands-on lab. If you look to the infinity loop, we all know we are in the part of cloud security. And that's what we are going to talk about today, right?
Yeah. So, well, that's my part, right?
Yeah, this is your part.
Yeah. So before beginning about the main concept around the course, I have some interesting facts that nowadays cyber attacks occur on particularly small to medium-sized business, and they are becoming more frequent and targeted and more complex. And according to a statistic from last year made by Accenture called a cybercrime study, there are about 43% of cyber attacks are aimed at them, and just only 14% are prepared to defend the cyber attacks. And not only does the cyber attacks disrupt normal operations, but it might also cause damage to important IT assets and infrastructure that can be impossible to recover from without the budget or resources to do so. The cyber attack surface is the combination of all the potential flaws and backdoors in technology that can be exploited by hackers. These vulnerabilities can be occurs in multiple ways, including default and hard-coded passwords, unpatched software and firmware vulnerabilities, or maybe poorly configured BIOS, firewalls, ports, servers, or many other parts of the infrastructure. And it's also maybe because of lack or deficiency of privilege, access controls, and many more. But these are some typical vulnerabilities that may occur in the system. Regardless of whether you are operating in the cloud or locally in your premise, hardening your system is recommended by taking steps, including tools, techniques, and best practices to limit potential security weaknesses. Most operation system and all the computer applications are developed with a focus on convenience over security. And system hardening demands an approach to audit, identify, and control potential security vulnerabilities throughout the organization. These are several types of the hardening activities. So you can see here is about application hardening, OS hardening, server hardening, database hardening, and network hardening. By putting hardening into your practice, you will gain some advantages, such as enhancing system functionality, since fewer programs and less functionalities means there is less risk of operational issues, misconfigurations, incompatibilities, and compromise. Also, you will gain some significantly improve in security, reduce attack surface, translate into a lower risk of data breaches, unauthorized access, system hacking, or malware. Last but not least is simplified compliance and auditability. Fewer programs and accounts coupled with a less complex environment means auditing the environment will usually be more transparent and straightforward. So we will get into the next part, right, Petra?
Yeah, if you can go to the next part. So if we all listen to this, we are wondering, do the employees or does your team in your company have enough security knowledge to protect your business applications? So we're launching a poll. So answer in the Zoom, there's now like a yes, but no hands on. B, yes, but only a few, or C, no, not enough. So let's vote. Let's see what everybody is thinking and if it's applied or not. What do you think, Nam?
Yeah,
do you think that company has enough security knowledge to protect their business applications?
Yeah, of course. And that's why we want to teach them how to harden, right?
Yeah. So you don't think they have it in place?
Well,
I don't think so, because otherwise, like you say, we don't have to teach. We don't have to teach this, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. So again, don't forget to vote. Do the employees or does your team in your company have enough security knowledge to protect your business applications? And you can vote in Zoom for A, yes, but not hands-on. B, yes, but only a few. And C, no, not enough. So let's have one more minute for the voting. And then I cannot find what the answers are, but I think I will figure out. So let's close the voting. And let's see what everybody voted. I have it here. So yes, but not hands-on, 8%. Yes, but only a few, 58%, and no, not enough, 33%. So it's kind of a problem that there's a knowledge gap here, I think.
Yeah.
If we see here in the answer, but of course not 100 who vote, but there is in this webinar a kind of a knowledge gap. Cool, let's continue. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for polls and your answer. So it's good to know that like everyone's want to like have some knowledge about the hardening. So let's start to the next part. Okay, no. So from this part, I'm gonna talking about the automation. So what is automation and what's important in the IT? Automation is a technique that used to build a system that is able to work independently with little or no human assistance. So let's take an example. Imagine when you enter a dark room, what's the first thing you gotta do? You turn on the lights, right? But that's manually. But if in another scenario, you enter a dark room and the light is automatically like turns on. Yeah, that's automation. It's yeah, and with automation, it will be more convenient and helpful, right? And because it saves most of your effort and time. And since the main objective is to reduce human efforts, and by that it's very likely and very needed to learn about automation. And here I can show you about some open source tools such as Chef, Puppet, SoftStack, or Ansible. And in conclusion, I found that I want to provide the users the knowledge about Ansible because it will be suitable for this course since it's very easy to set up and start working for everyone and is supported with a large number of community supports. And Ansible is the most preferred DevOps tool for configuration management. The enterprise hardware and software information is recorded, updating detail, and maintaining the consistency of the product performance. Second of all is application deployment. The application can be managed from development to production when you define and manage the applications. Third of all is orchestration to manage as a whole and how to configuration interaction. Next one is security and compliance. Why security policy can be deployed across the infrastructure when the policy is defined. And of course, provisioning helps to automate and manage the process. And yeah, that's all about the automation part. And next part, we will have some more question for you about the automation.
Yes. So after this, like automation part, we're wondering who should be responsible for implementing automation for security testing in your team. So the answers are that the developers in your team or in your company, or B, quality assurance engineers, or do you think both of them? You can vote in Zoom right now. So who should be responsible for implementing automation for security testing? It's your opinion, so please answer your opinion. So are that A, developers, B, quality assurance engineers, or do you think they're both responsible? So you can vote now. Nam, what do you think? Who should be responsible for this?
So to responsible for implementing automation, it should be both of them.
Okay.
Because everyone has the other strong part of the automation, so they can help with each other to create a great product.
But would I see like if two people or two two sides of the team are responsible for one task, then no one is responsible, you know what I mean? So if one person is responsible, that doesn't mean that the others cannot help. So don't you think that gonna be a problem if two people are responsible for one task?
Well, that's not the problem, because like if there is some tasks that like developers can do, and the quality assurance cannot like understand the technical stuff, and they
Okay.
they will ask the developers like what's like it look like and what's going to like how it works, and the quality assurance, yeah, the technically is marks the quality of the product, so it will be helped like in the two sides.
Okay, so you think it should be a cooperation between the two?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So let's see what the audience is thinking, who they think is responsible for this task. Let's close the poll and see what everybody's thinking. So most people think that both 75% is responsible, and 25% think the quality assurance engineers are responsible. I think also that one person needs to be responsible. Otherwise, you see, like if two people are responsible, then no one is responsible. And then from here, you can help each other to do this. But I liked your insight as well, of course. So I think this poll, like 75% think both are responsible and 25% think the quality assurance engineers are responsible. So that's for this poll.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. So before you can register to our course, and I will give you some brief about the hardening Azure Virtual Machine with Ansible. So in this course, you will dive into some fundamental practices of securing a virtual machine by developing Ansible playbooks in Azure pipelines. In here, we want you to learn about hardening methods to increase some security and mitigate vulnerabilities. You will also learn how to deploy Ansible playbooks in CI/CD pipeline. By following the course, first of all, you will be completing a preparation lab, which will introduce you to the course and what you should achieve. And it's all about hardening, Ansible tools, and the last one is Azure platform. Then the knowledge you obtained will be evaluated by completing the quiz. And after completing the quiz, you will step into the hands-on lab. You will be experienced with some exercises, and it will be divided into two labs. The first one is about the how to use Ansible and getting used with the Azure DevOps pipeline for deploying And the second lab is for automation, some common hardening practice, such as securing remote access or setting up some permission, or you will learn some hardening scripts. And if you want to know more about it, you can dive into our course right now.
So this all is in the course? So the hardening, the Ansible, the Azure platform?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I will leave the rest of the presentation to Petra.
Yes. So yeah, like Nam say, there are two parts of the course. So one, we have a preparation lab. It's most explaining you the theory behind it. After you complete this, you can apply what you've learned into our hands-on lab. So that's the second part of the course. The first part will be around 60 minutes of time investment, and the hands-on lab will be around 180 minutes time investment, more or less, and the level will be medium. So to summarize the hands-on lab, so there's a maximum of 3 hours available for the hands-on lab, and it needs to be completed in one run. So you cannot put it on pause or continue the next day. You do it in 3 hours straight. So it's very important to not forget this. So that means after the 3 hours, the lab is automatically destroyed, and there is no lab review can be requested. So again, be very aware of this. We have automated checking, so the checking is very fast. Also, we have hints and solutions available. So if you're stuck, you can use this. Also, if that will not help, we have support available, and also retries in the events are possible. So there's enough help and hints and tricks to get this done. After you complete this, please fill in the survey. It will help us to improve the course for the future. And of course, not everything is perfect yet. We're working on that. And most importantly, have a lot of fun doing this course. So that's the most important thing. Yeah, so after you complete this, and of course you fill in the survey for us, you receive a practitioner certificate, which you can of course share on your LinkedIn. It's really cool. And it's also good for your resume. And it looks like this. Batman received this one. I think that's related to the movie, which is in the cinema right now. It's very nice. So yeah, you can put that on your LinkedIn, for instance. We are wondering, are there questions from your side, so the audience side? Do you have some questions we can help you with this topic? Yeah, we have a question. Considering there can be glitches during the labs, do we have a flexibility to ask for lab extension? Do we know that? Do you know there's a possibility? I don't think so, to be honest. Maybe with support, with Vidya. So I think if there's a glitch during the labs, then you can request our support team to help you with that. And of course, I think there will be a solution to help you out with that. Please make a screenshot of the glitch so we can work on that. Are there other questions about this topic? Nam, how did you experience the course? Did you like it?
Yeah, of course. This is what I'm, put my most effort into. So pretty confident with that.
Nice. So last call to ask your question. We have a question. Yay. People give us questions. We like that. So dates you mentioned, 15 days free course availability doesn't tally with the timeline as it was mentioned from Feb the 2nd. We are in March 2. I think we forgot to swap the March. So from now on, after this webinar, it will be 15 days. So that's very sharp of you, me here. Thank you for that. So it's.
Thank you for mentioning us.
Yeah. So from not in February, but from now in March, the 15 days will be running. Another question from Sumit. What are the prerequisites of the course? I'm Dutch, sorry. That's a very hard word for me. So what do you need to follow this course? Are there some requirements you need to do this?
So, yeah. So as the about there is some information I have already given into the course. You can also see it, and it's like for the beginner, like even you don't know about some automation tools, you can dive into my course and learn with it, because not everything you will have to know, but since my course is for just only beginners, so just experience it. It's fun.
Do you need, like, what kind of language do you need? Is there a certain coding language used in this course?
So the most the code is for Python. So only Python. Okay.
So you need to be sure that you know a bit of Python before starting this course. Right? Or that's not, okay. So Python is a bit of Python.
A little bit of Python
is needed to do this course. Okay. Are there other questions? Final call for questions, or everybody's happy? I think that's it, Nam. Thank you so much for the presentation and to present your course. I really liked it. For everyone, there will be a replay of this webinar available, so you can re-watch it again. thank you for listening and for your time, and have a lot of fun with doing the free course. Don't forget to do it in 15 days, and you just have 3 hours for the lab. Also, don't forget that. And oh, we have one question in. What do you think of implement Chef in Spec or Ansible? It's quite a cryptic question.
Nice. We will look into that in the future, right?
Okay.
Maybe.
It's a good question, Moses. We will dive into that and come back with you. Cool. I think that's it. So what I said, you can rewatch the webinar soon. I think that will be tomorrow or Friday. We send it to you, and you can rewatch it and have a lot of fun doing the course. And thank you so much. Enjoy your evening. Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.